Look around you right now. Your colleague sitting at the next desk, that stranger sitting right across from you on the subway, or maybe even that person you text every day, the one at the very center of your life. When you look deep into their eyes, haven't you ever noticed that momentary shift, that split-second alienation, that cold, calculating, or savage gleam hiding behind a wonderful smile? If you have blamed yourself until today, thinking that some people around you were acting weird, creepy, and irrational, take a deep breath. You are not alone, and you haven't gone crazy. You merely saw that untamed nature beneath the mask they wear. Ancient wisdom, centuries-old moral philosophies, and the depths of modern psychology whisper us one great truth. Human beings are potentially the most honorable, the most sublime of all creation. However, when they fail to discipline their inner world and succumb to their ambitions and selfish desires, their mind turns into a dark forest. In this forest, human dignity is lost, and what remains are manipulative and predatory animalistic instincts trying to survive. In psychology, this is called the shadow self, and in ancient moral teachings, the undisciplined ego. The truth is, these primal archetypes are here. They live among us. They drink the same coffee as you, work in the same office, and perhaps even occupy your innermost circle. They are not fantastical monsters. They are people who have lost their empathy, conscience, and honesty, acting purely on animalistic defense mechanisms. Today, I will tell you about 7 psychological animal archetypes wandering among us under the camouflage of modern society. I will try to teach you who they are, how they drain your energy, and most importantly, how to neutralize them without falling into paranoia and without compromising your own moral stance. And I warn you, when you hear character number 7 at the end of the video, lightning might strike in your mind, because the real confrontation will begin when you look in the mirror. If you're ready, let's start dropping the masks. 1. The Fox. Emotional illusionist and energy vampire. Foxes are the shining stars of almost any environment they enter. They possess incredible charisma and fantastic oratory skills. When they first meet you, they subject you to a love bomb. They make you feel like the most special, smartest, and most important person in the world. The dark side, foxes have a problem. They experience a deep emptiness within themselves and cannot generate their own self-confidence. To survive, they are desperate for your enthusiasm, love, and attention. Every time you meet them, you return home feeling physically and mentally drained because they shine by stealing your light. What to do? You don't need to set a trap for them, just draw a boundary. The moment you briefly cut off that constant validation and applause they crave and give an ordinary, understated, and neutral reaction, that cute mask falls. When you catch that cold, calculating look in their eyes, you will understand that the person in front of you doesn't love you, but rather the attention you give them. 2. The Spider, weaver of invisible webs. Pay close attention to this character, because you will never realize they've caught you in their web until you can no longer breathe. Spider characters are not aggressive. On the contrary, from the outside, they appear overly affectionate, helpful, and like a protective mother. The dark side, they do so many favors for you that they create a massive debt of conscience in your subconscious. By saying, "I'm telling you this for your own good," they slowly sever you from your other friends, your family, and your independence with invisible threads. They trap you on an isolated island where you are only dependent on them. In psychology, this is called fostering dependency. What to do? Take back your independence. Make a decision on your own without their approval and say, "Thank you for your thoughts, but I chose this path." The spider, feeling a loss of control, will instantly panic, and toxic manipulations meant to induce guilt will start pouring from beneath that sweet tongue. 3. The Crow, the dark information gatherer.
Crows are highly intelligent and wonderfully observant. They are usually quiet. Think of that person in the office or friend group who sits on the sidelines and watches everyone. They know everyone's secrets and have memorized everyone's weak spots, but they never reveal anything about their own lives. The dark side, they collect shiny objects, namely information and gossip. They take a secret pleasure in people's mistakes and pain. They might not hesitate to use these collected secrets against you as a weapon or blackmail material even years later at the most crucial moment. What to do? To expose a crow, you don't need to set a trap by giving them fake secrets. That would drag you down to their level. All you have to do is not participate in gossiping about others when they are around and not open up your own private life to them. Once you cut off the flow of information, the crow will distance itself from you because it can no longer feed. 4. The snake. Cold-blooded Machiavellian. The most defining trait of this character is that they are almost entirely devoid of conscience and empathy. They might be in luxury suits or hold respected positions in society. The dark side, to them, people are not beings to be loved, they are merely stepping stones to be used, or obstacles to be overcome to achieve their goals. Snakes never shout or scream in anger. Their tone of voice is always monotone, low, and under control. While you are shedding tears over an injustice or having a nervous breakdown, they watch you with an icy expression without moving a muscle. What to do? Focus on their eyes and their reactions in difficult moments. When they put on a fake display of emotion, their body language doesn't match their words. They cannot show a genuine sign of compassion when they see someone suffering. Once you recognize them, don't try to fight. Build insurmountable walls between you with professional politeness. 5. The wolf, pack leader and conditional friend. By day, they seem like perfect team players, loyal friends, and trusted confidants. The wolf character always wants to belong to a group, a pack, and defends that group fanatically. The dark side? The friendship of wolves is conditional. Obey the rules of the pack. The moment you don't agree with their ideas 100% or display the slightest independence, that trusted friend turns into a ruthless bully in seconds. They operate on the logic of, you're either with us or against us. They exclude and alienate anyone who is not one of them. What to do? Measure their morality not in times of peace, but when they have a disagreement with someone else. Do they get restless when there is no common enemy? How do they treat those who are not from their own group? If a person is merciful only to their own kind, but ruthless to outsiders, they are not a true friend, but a self-gratifying tribalist. Number 6. The cat, an arrogant and unreachable narcissist. As animals, we all admire cats, but in human relationships, the cat syndrome can turn your life into a dungeon of uncertainty. These characters live entirely by their own rules. You can only love them when it suits them. The dark side? They won't reply to your messages for days, making you feel worthless and invisible. Just when you say, I'm ending this relationship now, they suddenly appear at your door, showing you a few crumbs of attention. Once they get the ego satisfaction or practical benefit they need, they return to their icy, uncaring demeanor. This cycle of intermittent reinforcement slowly consumes the victim's mind. What to do? Know your own worth. When they try to violate your boundaries just because they feel like it, say politely but firmly, I'm busy right now. It doesn't fit my plans. When the cat character receives a real no, their indifferent mask falls, revealing the massive intolerance hiding behind their arrogance. Now, let's get to number 7. At the beginning of the video, I hinted that it could be the person closest to you, perhaps even the one you trust the most. Take a deep breath, because it's time to meet the ultimate master of camouflage, the very embodiment of many things and nothingness. Number 7. The chameleon, the mirror-faced nothingness. Chameleons do not have a fixed face of their own, unshakable moral principles, or deeply rooted worldviews. They are a blank canvas and merely reflect the person in front of them or the environment they enter. Do you remember that moment when you met someone and said, "I can't believe it. It's like I found my soulmate. Our ideas, dreams, and beliefs are exactly the same." If everything is too good, you've most likely encountered a chameleon. They analyzed you in seconds, understood what you wanted to hear, and transformed exactly into the character you desired to win you over, gain approval, or secure a benefit. Why do they have the potential to be the most dangerous on this list? Because when chameleons change environments, their morals change too. This person who speaks of honesty and virtue when with you can sell out all the values you believe in within seconds upon joining another interest group. You can never catch them because there is no spinous personality to be found. There is only an approval-addicted copying mechanism that takes on the color of its surroundings. If you see a person adopting a completely different tone of voice, a different morality, and different facial expressions when they move to different centers of power, get away from there, because trust cannot be built with a void. And now, let's come to the crucial question. Perhaps you have compromised your own ideas so much over the years, to survive, to be accepted in society, to avoid being lynched, or to be loved, that when you are left alone and look in the mirror, even you don't remember who you actually are, or what values you live for. Perhaps that chameleon who betrays their own essence to please others is you. Now you pretty much know the truth. The difficult relationships around us are not the work of fantastical monsters. They are the work of egos enslaved by their ambitions, fears, and arrogance, burying that noble core of humanity deep inside. Some feed on arrogance, some on gossip, some on manipulation. Do not try to read people's intentions and become paranoid. Our duty is not to set traps for anyone or play detective. Our duty is to protect our own boundaries, stay vigilant, and never allow these dark traits to seep into our own hearts. So, which of these 7 characters do you struggle with the most? Or is there a battle you're fighting to tame that hidden animal inside you? Now I have a proposal for you. If while watching this video, someone came to mind who you deeply trust, whose mind you value, and with whom you could discuss this topic in depth, send this video to them right away. Ask them, how do you think we deal with these shadows in our lives? I would appreciate it if you subscribed to the channel and turned on the notification bell. Tell me in the comments, which is the most challenging psychological archetype in your life? Keep your eyes open and your heart pure. Goodbye.